Hi, this is Maggie Forrest with Fair Square House Buyers, and we are continuing our series on demystifying the probate process in Kentucky. Before we get started today on our topic, I wanted to point out that we are not attorneys, but we do work with a lot of great attorneys that specialize in probate. So if you need legal advice, we're happy to put you in contact with one of those attorneys. We are also here to help answer questions that you might have and try to point you in the right direction, but do please keep in mind that we are not attorneys and cannot offer legal advice. So today we're going to talk about what the probate process looks like in Kentucky to get an understanding of how long it's going to take if you're going through this process. So in Kentucky, it's going to take a minimum of 6 months to complete the probate process. I would assume most cases last anywhere from 6 to 12 months to complete. And the variation of that time really depends on how complicated the estate is. And there's a few other things that can slow the process down, and we'll go through those today. So once you've filed a petition for probate with the district court in the county in which the descendant lived when they died, a hearing is going to be scheduled at the court to review the submitted documents to determine their validity. At this point as well, the executor will be appointed by the court. So once this happens, within 60 days, the executor has to file an inventory of assets with the court, which lists the estimated value of the assets at the time of the descendant's death. They also have to provide a notice of the open probate matter to all the creditors of the descendant's estate, as well as to potential heirs and beneficiaries that have been named in the will. So at this point, the estate has to remain open for at least 6 months. And the reason for this is this allows creditors to make claims against the estate. All the claims that are deemed valid by the court have to be paid out of the estate's assets. If the estate is financially sound, the estate will pay the debts and costs of the administration in full, and then the remaining assets will be distributed amongst the beneficiaries. So best case scenario, 6 months for the process to complete. But unfortunately, there are things that can cause the probate process to go on longer, and I'm going to go through a couple of those examples today so you can understand why sometimes it might drag out longer than 6 months. So one is you may have a multitude of beneficiaries that are involved, and this can make things complicated. Sometimes you may have family members that are fighting over things that they've been granted in the will. There's disagreements over finances, there's disagreement over assets. All of those things can slow down the process. Something else that can happen too is the heirs may be scattered across different states or across the world, and trying to get in contact with them, all of that can just take a lot of time. So that can certainly slow things down. Something else that can delay the probate process is if the executor that's been assigned or may not have the, what's the nice way to put it, great skills in organizing. And so if they have problems with organization or an inability to focus at the task at hand, or they can really slow down the process. So just keep that in mind. That can certainly cause it to take longer. Other things that may occur that will slow things down are tax issues. So if the estate is large enough to trigger these estate taxes, it might take the executor time to get all the information together. And then when the taxes are due, everything related to asset distribution gets put on hold until the estate tax return is accepted by the IRS. So if you've ever had to work with the IRS before, I'm sure you understand sometimes that can delay things a bit as they have to do their process as well. Other things that can happen too is that if you have a really complex estate, there's lots of things that can happen with the assets and trying to understand their value. Like if you've got someone that has a lot of family heirlooms, like maybe a lot of really old furniture or paintings or antiques, how do you figure out how much these family heirlooms are truly worth, and how do you liquidate them, and how are they distributed? So there's lots of ways that this can get complicated really fast. So the best thing to do is to make sure that you've got a great attorney that understands the process and that can help guide you and the executor through it, and that will certainly help speed things up. So I hope that helps explain a little bit how the process works, and also understanding why timelines can stretch beyond 6 months. If you have any questions, if there's anything we can do to help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much. Have a great day.